Hello and welcome to another episode of OS Academy. Today we're going to go over an important part of mapping that can make or break a map, hit sounding. Although a lot of people, players and mappers alike, consider hit sounding as secondary, it is a crucial part of mapping, and we're about to see why, and how it can ruin or turn a map into a masterpiece. First of all, why are hit sounds needed in the first place? Well, let's have a look at why they were added into the game. The most important reason is that they provide feedback for the player. Granted, some rhythm games don't use any kind of hit sounds, but go to try to play these games with hit sounds and you'll be surprised how much better your accuracy will be. That is the reason why OS and so many other rhythm games use hit sounds. They provide feedback on what the player is playing, as opposed to what the music is playing. The hit sounds play depending on whether the player hits the note, which means if the player's timing is off, the hit sounds will feel off as well, and the player will be able to notice the problem and fix their timing to achieve a better accuracy on the song. In addition to that, hit sounding is a whole part of mapping. It allows for a lot of creativity. The mapper can play along with the music or make up their own rhythms via the use of hit sounds. Furthermore, the possible use of numerous custom samples allows for even more creativity, either to copy the song's beat or make the player play the song themselves, or to create a very striking and unique hit sounding that complements the song very nicely. Here are some few examples of maps using hit sounds well to accompany the music, followed by some examples of hit sounds making the map feel bland and stagnant. Now that we have a better idea of the purpose of hit sounding, let's go over some basic structure for it. Just because you like a sample doesn't mean you should use it on every beat. Using the same samples too much can sound obnoxious and loud, which can ruin a map. Like the music you're mapping to, hit sounding should be structured and follow a logic. The most basic form of hit sounding is using a clap or snare sample to follow the music's beat. Do not make your hit sounds too overbearing. You don't want to drown out the music under the samples. You can adjust the volume of the hit sounds in the timing panel. There are two kinds of hit sounds. Additive hit sounds, which are your clap, whistle, and finish, which are stacked on top of the beat no matter how many other hit sounds you add to it. And then you have bass hit sounds, which are always played, even when the beat selected has no hit sound. Additive hit sounds are what you're going to use to create your own new music track or simply complement the rhythm. That might be a bit tricky to pull off, as we said, but it can completely change a map. You can listen to your hit sounding by using the autoplay feature, so that you can sit back and think about the hit sounds that you have applied. Hit sounds should be universal across all game modes. If you can hit sound a standard map, you can probably hit sound a Mania or Catch the Beat map. Tycho is a special case here because hit sounds affect the objects that are used. By default, the red and blue katsus use. Red uses basic hit sounds, and blue can be triggered by using a clap or a whistle. If you add a finish with no other additive hit sound, you'll get a big red. And if you use a whistle with a finish, you will get a big blue, or clap. So, now that we know why you should add hit sounds, let's see why not using hit sounds is bad for your map. As hit sounds provide feedback for the player, having no different hit sounds makes the player unable to hear the changes and tell whether their timing is off or not. It will also lead to very bland maps in Tycho. Not using any hit sounds will result in a map made entirely of dons without any cats or big notes. Globally, a good map will feel like it's lacking something if you use no hit sounds. Adding them will provide that final touch that can make a map really stand out. Imagine having a map with no background or no circles. Hit sounds are a must. Well, that's it for this episode of the OS Academy. Make sure to check back with us for other episodes dealing with mapping. We hope to see you real soon, and remember, rhythm is only a click away.